Welcome back, one and all. Thank you so much for joining us here on Gameyaaad TV for another video. In this video, we will be reviewing day one of this historic day and night fixture between Australia and the West Indies. It is the third and final test of this series. And I must tell you, a lot of things would have happened on day one. We would have seen on day one where Australia would have left out one of their world-class spinner. I mean, Nathan Lyon has never been dropped from a playing 11 once he was fit and ready to go. He was dropped in this third and final fixture on the light, right? Scott Boland would have replaced him. Another thing that would have happened on day one, right? Australia would have lost 7 wickets for 68 runs on the light, and 11 wickets would have fallen on this first day of this historic day and night fixture. Another thing that would have happened is that the Australian batters went into T20 mode on the third session. And to be honest with you, I thought Australia would have, declared at one point because of the way that they were. I mean, it seems as if everybody just wanted to bowl on the line, and I suspect that they wanted to put some pressure on the West Indies team. So at one point, I thought, Pat Cummins would have, declared, right? And another thing that would have happened, Jayden Seals bowled one of the best deliveries in the match so far. It was a Jaffa and unplayable delivery to get rid of Cameron Greaves. And another thing that would have happened, Anderson Phillips would have taken a blinder. The last and final thing that I think would have happened on day one is that West Indies had to manufacture an open pair because 3 players would have picked up injury in the field. And 2 of those players included their 2 specialist opening batters. And so West Indies had to manufacture two batters. Stay tuned as I will be going into details. Stay tuned. Do not touch that dial. We will be right back. Alright, so Australia would have won the toss again. Similar to what they would have done in the last 2 test matches, they would have opted to bat first. And I think they did something that, caught everyone by surprise by dropping Nathan Lyon. They have never done this before, where Nathan Lyon was, fit and ready to play, and he was dropped from the team. But I think it was a tactical decision, right? Because I guess the Pat Cummins and his team would have, believed, having seen so much, grass on top of the wicket, they thought that the ball would skid, into the batter. So I think they opted to go with the fast bowlers, and the fact that they are playing with the pink ball, which generally move around under the light. So I think they believe that, the best thing is to play another seamer. What really, got my attention is that our captain would have gone back for their specialist spinner, while Australia would have left out their specialist spinner. Because if you would have, looked on my, build up into this third test, I would have mentioned the fact that I would have played an extra batter, given that we have not been batting well in the series, right? So I would have dropped Anderson Phillips and carrying Tevin Imlach, right? And I think Shea Hope, needs to be given more responsibility in this game. And I suspect Darren Sammy will look on that, going forward into the New Zealand and India series. But Shea Hope, I think, should be batting at number 4. Shea Hope is our best batter, right? technical wise, he may not have the numbers, but in terms of technical ability, I think he is our best batter. And I truly believe that Brandon King deserves a second chance at that number 4, given the fact that he would have made 75 in Grenada, right? But going forward, I think Sheawood should be batting a bit higher. So I thought, Darren Samuda and Ruston Chase would have brought in, right, rather than playing Warwican, they would have brought in Kevin Imlach to give, some safety where our lower order batting is concerned, lower to middle order. So I think they have other ideas and they brought in Warwican. So let us see, how because the truth of the matter is Australia made 225, and I mean you cannot really know whether or not that amount of runs is sufficient than when we see West Indies bat, and that has been the way that the series has been going. You see Australia made 180 in the first innings in Barbados. You say that probably is an under par score. But West Indies come and bat and made 190, and then you say, boy, probably that 180 is enough, and they went on to win that match. Same thing in Grenada. So let us see how West Indies will bat today, right? So that will determine whether or not this 225 made by Australia would be enough for them to win this match. So Australia would have made 225 in 70.3 overs. And I mean, when Australia were at 157 for 3, you thought that they would have gone on to make a big score, right? But we see that when the lights came on, right, they would have lost their next 7 wickets for 68 runs. At one point, to be honest with you, I thought Pat Cummins would declare with whatever they would have had on the board at that point when he was batting. But because you get the feeling in a pink ball test that everybody wants to bowl under the light, right? And as you would have seen, Australia would have got a crack at the West Indies and they would have taken 1 wicket, right? As I said, West Indies had to manufacture a opening pair because Mikael Louis would have gotten a knee injury, and John Campbell would have taken a blow in his chest, fielding at short leg, right? So and also Shamar Joseph would have picked up a back injury, right? I think he went for a scan yesterday. I haven't heard anything on it, but I hope that they will be okay to continue to play in this test. So as I said, so Australia would have made 225 from there, from 70.3 overs, and West Indies would have been on 16 for 1 at the end of day's play from 9 overs. Now I think most of the Australian batters, they would have gotten started, especially the top order. And I think Usman Khawaja and Sam Constas, they started off very, very well. I think they were batting a bit slow, but they, would have gotten to 28 before, Sam Constas would have been chopped in front by Justin Greaves. And I see where Constas trying to negate that ball, because he has a weakness with that ball coming back into him, and so he's tried to bat more on the off stump line, right? But I mean, he was undone by a brilliant delivery there by Justin Greaves, right? So they would have lost their first wicket on 28. They would have lost Khawaja at 68 runs, right? And I mean, this was the second time where I see Khawaja would have been dismissed, same way in the series. And Shamar Joseph, would have bowled, and the ball keep, and about the fourth stump, and he pushed at it and he nicked off to Shea Hope, right? So something that Khawaja needs to work on, because the bowlers, they kept bowling from around the wicket with the ball handling into him, right? And then the odd one they would, you know, keep it bowl and it just keep it line, and sometimes just lift off to the either slip or the or the wicket keeper. So he has also a weakness with that ball coming into him, right? Cameron Green just got a jump of a delivery, and he batted really well. When he and Steve Smith were batting, I mean they look so comfortable at the wicket. Cameron Green but would have gotten a Jaffa. I think that ball was unplayable ball by Starboy Jayden Seals, right? And he made 46 from 108 deliveries. Steven Smith soon after, I think shortly after T. I mean, guys, the first session, the end of the first session in day and night cricket is tea. I don't know if everyone settled on it. So it's tea first, then dinner. So dinner would be similar to lunch when you have a day cricket, right? So the tea, after the tea interval, Steve Smith just threw the kitchen sink at one that is, you know, he would have gotten a little bit of wood outside the house stuff, and he threw the kitchen sink at it. And I mean, he nicked off, and it was a brilliant catch by Brandon King at first. That was, and he just showed. And these are some of the things that I look for in the match, because I mean, this is a newly team, you know, stitched together by Darren Sammy, and I mean, a lot of West Indian fans just want to see results, and I can understand the frustration. We have been playing poor cricket for so many years, right? So the fans are really hungry for some form of a win from the West Indies, but we have to be, you know, very objective. This is a newly team, you know, just stitched together. So what we are looking for is just basically improvements game by game, and I would have seen where Brandon King would have moved from that gully area, and he moved now into first slip, and he took a brilliant catch to Steve Smith, right? Travis Head looking good again, but he was dismissed by, you know, Justin Greaves, and I mean, Anderson Phillips would have taken a blinder, right, to dismiss Travis Head. That was a brilliant, right? And then Bo Webster, he was sent back in for one, and Alex Thierry and Pat Cummins, they put on I mean, 21 Alex Thierry made, and Pat Cummins, you know, started the hit, you know, and, I mean, he started the T20 mode, and he was dismissed for 24, right? And the others follows quickly. Stark would have been bowled by Seal for Scott Boland not out on 5, and Hazelwood would have caught by Alzari Joseph, bowled by Shamar Joseph. And Shamar Joseph was the pick of the bowlers today, and the seam bowlers got all the wickets today. Shamar Joseph, 4 for 33 from 17.3 overs. Jayden Seals, 3 for 59 from 16 overs. And Justin Greaves, 3 for 56 from 14 overs. I must say that, you know, our bowlers have been bowling really well in this series, and I think one of the improvements I would have seen collectively, we have bowled really well in this series. 5 times Australia would have batted in this series, and we would have gotten them out all 5 times. And this, I mean, this is not ordinary, you know. This is something that is exceptional, and we have to commend our bowlers. And one thing I would have seen with our bowlers too, they are very fit. These are fit players, right? And I must commend them, you know, for that as well. Also, so as I said, West Indies would have been sent late in the day. They would have faced 9 overs, as I would have said before. Ruston Chase and Darren Sammy would have done something today that I am in total disagreement, right? Kevlan Anderson, I mean, I know that we would have, you know, lost our 2, you know, openers to injury, right? But we cannot send our debutant under light with Mitchell Stark with the pink ball in his hand, right? can't do that to our debutant. You are setting up the young man to fail. We cannot be doing that. And we have to protect the mentality of our young players. Remember, Kevlan Anderson would have dropped some Kansas in the field and won, right? That was in the back of his mind. That brought onto him another level of nervousness because, I mean, he's already a debutant, which would have, caused him to be, have a little bit of nerve. And then we send him 9 overs left in the game to face Mitchell Stark and Josh Hazelwood and Pat Cummins and Scott Boland. No, man, we cannot be doing this to our young players. We have to protect their mentality. We have to do that, right? That is just a recipe for disaster. That you are setting up the young man to fail. And I know that Stark would give him that in-swinging. and he was cut down by that in-swinging low Yorker. He was cut down by that in-swinging low Yorker. And I was looking for it from ball 1 from Stark. As I know Kevlan Anderson would not in a position to negotiate that delivery. We would have seen Stark bowl that to so many higher class batter and he was just unplayable. So Darren Sammy, Rust and Chase, that's something that we need to lose. We should have sent a more experienced player out here to bat, with Brandon King. I mean, Brandon King we could argue for Brandon King as well, but remember Brandon King has experience at the international level in white ball cricket. So I don't think, even though he would have played just one test, I think he has experience at this level and could manage it. But we can't send Kevlan Anderson out in that firing line. It's like you put him in front of a firing squad. What he's supposed to do. So we have to be better. We have to think more critically, when it comes on to some of these decisions, right? So I hope that West Indies can, today can put on, some quick runs. This test we have to make use of the daylight. We have to make use of the daylight, right? And I'm not saying that our batters should go into their shell, but remember we have to take controlled risk. We cannot be playing T20 cricket in a test match. But we know that we have to score quickly before the lights are turned on, right? So, but we have to be able to take controlled risk rather than, outrightly playing reckless cricket. Now, I think the match is evenly poised, and it is a cliche that this first session this morning or this afternoon will be critical. The West Indies will need to lose minimal wickets as well as scoring runs, before the lights are turned on. Alright, so it was a good first day for West Indies, to be honest with you, bowling out the Australians under 250 again. So I think we just have to apply ourselves this afternoon and see how much runs we can get before the lights comes on. Alright, thank you so much for watching us here on Gameyaaad TV, and please stay tuned for much more to come on this channel. Please remember to hit that subscribe button, turn on that post notification bell so that you can be notified whenever content would have been uploaded to the channel. And please remember to hit the like button, share your thoughts down in the comment section. Viewers and subscribers, the more you engage with the video, it is the more that others will be able to watch it. So I crave your support in engaging with the video. Thanks again for watching, and do have yourself a wonderful day, and see you at Sabina Park today.